I have the biggest soft spot for original 2007 Autobots, and obviously Ironhide is one of the coolest among them. So the Studio Series is really cool, love this one, and I have the Dark of the Moon Leader, I have the movie Masterpiece, I have the off-road blue Ironhide. I want to get a new Dark of the Moon Voyager. I think they did a red repaint of that. I'd like to get that. But one of the molds I wanted the most was the Hunt for the Decepticons Deluxe Ironhide, and I finally got it. Kind of like how I got that Rescue Ratchet finally and did a video on that. I really just wanted to show the fact that Ironhide is one of the very few Transformers characters to get a Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader figures. Honestly, there's very few characters that can say that. There's very, very few. I'm thinking Starscream can say that, Bumblebee. Well, Bumblebee never got a Voyager. No, Bumblebee never got a Voyager, unless you count the Movie The Best version. Because for whatever reason, in Movie The Best, I think they marketed the Battle Blades as a Voyager or something. I don't know. This is the Movie The Best Ironhide. Movie The Best was a Japanese line of repaints where basically they repainted some of the better and best figures from the various Transformers movies into nice decos. And for Ironhide, they picked the Deluxe class. Very, very happy to finally have this guy. Very happy. But yeah, honestly, going back to that, I don't think Megatron, I mean, I guess he got like a Last Night Deluxe, but it wasn't a new mold. I wouldn't count that. I feel like it might just be, like, when it comes to actual molds, Optimus, Starscream, and Ironhide. Oh, Brawl did. Brawl has all three, interestingly. Jeez, I'm just thinking of, like, all of the leader classes we ever got for the movies. I think that might be it. I think it might be Starscream, Optimus, Ironhide, and Brawl. I think those might be the only three that got Deluxes, Voyagers, and Leaders. If there's any others I missed, let me know. But anyways, little tangent aside, very happy to finally have this guy. Let's set the Studio Series off to the side. We'll just compare them in robot modes. But this is a very nice truck for Ironhide. It's very, very nice. I'm kind of missing the little 4x4 text, but I'm not worried about it. It's got some nice silver, nice red GMC logo. It actually has a use of translucent plastic I enjoy. I like it when it's a different color. I like it when it's blue or dark or, black or something like that. When it's just pure clear plastic, not really feeling it. But this blue clear plastic looks really cool. Yeah, you can see it doesn't have a lot of junk underneath. You can kind of see the toes and the heels and a little bit of what's going to end up being his crotch. But other than that, there's way worse Ironhides that just have things just sticking out down there. There's plenty that have just junk. And this one is very nice and compact. It's very surprising that one of the best Ironhides from the movies is just a Deluxe class. How does it roll? Rolls pretty decent. I can tell it's kind of struggling a little bit, but it still rolls pretty decent. Given the size of the tires and the texture of them, it'd probably work better on a rug or something. Yeah, it's just a very nice alt mode. Let's transform it. Let's see what kind of robot mode we got going on with this guy. So we will flip those up. And this is just where I kind of forget how to do things, so I'm just going to start tearing them apart. So he has a lot of splitting and division. That is for sure. Like, his legs take up a big chunk. His arms take up a surprisingly big chunk. We just gotta separate tons of panels. There we go. There's this panel right here that almost locks everything together. It tabs in 3 different spots. Once we get that separated, then we're good to go. Oh man, I can tell that I'm just in a good mood right now. Not only because I'm playing with a toy I've been waiting years and years to get, but today's the first day we put the air conditioning on in the house. And something about air conditioning, it makes me happy. I can't describe it. These panels will just flip on up, and those will stay out of our way. These panels, we can just kind of move these a little bit out of our way as well. Don't those hinge down? I don't know. We can work on the legs. So that will flip back, and then that rotates. Not exactly sure where you can rotate that, but you can just kind of move it where you want. I love this. I love with Ironhide toys when the wheel goes into the foot. They did replicate that with the Studio Series as well. And I feel like isn't this the first one that did the wheel foot thing? I don't know, it just was so successful this time around. Because the actual character design, the wheels are supposed to be integrated into the hips. And it's very hard to pull that off with an actual transforming figure. So they just kind of did what they had to do. I'm just trying to get all these little panels sorted, because he just has like panels, because he's a Michael Bay Transformers character, so you can just kind of situate the panels any which way you want. I'm sure there's a proper way, but I just kind of do it where it looks cool. That's pretty much how I do it. So then we will go up top. We will split this section. This will become the arms. Sometimes you might get lucky and this doesn't come off, but sometimes it does. It's okay. It's kind of an accessory plus also a weapon. But we can just remove that, no big deal. Let's get the arms more out of the way. These big panels should, like, totally get out of our way, but first we have to get the arms out of the way. Basically, the arms are on these sliders and these hinges. So we want to slide and hinge these like totally out of our way. And when you do that, it's kind of going to just break apart the chest already. So then we can break apart the chest even more. Take this little bit, get that out of his stomach, and then flip up his little noggin, his little deluxe class noggin. This is just where it's a classic Revenge of the Fallen era figure, and there's just tons of panels. You just have to figure out how to move without things horribly getting in the way. Once we move that, these panels tuck very nicely in the back and actually tab together, I think. Aren't they supposed to? I mean, there's two tabs right there. Maybe they just kind of rest together. I don't know. Anyways, it works okay. Then we'll take this big panel, move that down. We will move his head and his windshield back just a little bit more. We just have to get this all out of the way, right? Come on. Doesn't that go back more? I swear it does. It's just clear plastic, so it scares me. It always scares me. It's horrific. It's horrifying. It frightens me dearly. Yeah, I swear this goes up just a little bit more. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Oh, geez. And then we'll take this stomach piece, and it just kind of goes in right there. I'm just the messiest transformer of Transformers. I swear, I just do it messy. It does do the nice thing where the wheels kind of tuck into the body. Always appreciate that. And then the arms kind of swing forward pretty nice. Kind of fill that out. I feel like sometimes these tab in really nice, the chest things, and sometimes they don't. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing right or wrong. But it's like, I know they sort of slot in. Maybe something else tabs in I'm just missing. Oh, I think the wheel. Doesn't the wheel tab in? Yeah, there we go. The wheel tabs into the inside. There we go. So you don't... That just kind of guides it, but you want to tab the wheel in. That's what keeps the chest secure. And then we will take this arm panel, rotate that around. And what do you know? He's got the cannon integrated into the truck. And then we will rotate this one around as well. And very similarly, he would have a cannon integrated into the truck. We can just put that back in for the time being. And situate the little panels any which way you like. Doesn't really matter, at least not in my book. And there we go. Here's our deluxe class, Ironhide, in his robot mode. Kind of a bit of a struggle if you're not like following the directions like I never do. But still, it's doable. It's still fun. Still kind of integrates various aspects of Transformers I enjoy. These pieces too can also get a little bit more flush along the back, which I appreciate. Yeah, it's a pretty nice transformation. And looking at this robot mode, this is one of the nicest Ironhides, in my absolute opinion. This looks so good. It really, really does. Let's get a little closer. Look at that head sculpt. That is movie Ironhide right there. And one thing I love with this Takara repaint is that they added so much paint. There's little golds, there's silvers. It is just so detailed. And I really enjoy the fact that they painted his face silver on this release. Because a lot of Ironhides of the time kind of left his face black, almost like he had his battle mask that you pretty much never see, but some Ironhide versions depict. I don't know, it just didn't look that good. So the paint job on this looks a lot better. Love the GMC that you can still kind of see on either side. Out of pretty much every Ironhide I have, this is one of the nicest looking chests I think I've ever seen. It just forms so nicely, and it tabs in pretty securely, and it looks so good. It definitely beats the movie Masterpiece, which they kind of wanted to integrate the chest as like articulation, and it failed because the joint was way too loose. But It's okay. The Studio Series handles it pretty well too, but he just has a lot of junk still like floating around his shoulders. Yeah, you can just see there's so much paint. Not a ton of paint on the arms, but there's still a lot of nice sculpted detail. I think the arms look pretty decent, especially like even though it does have a decent amount of kibble on there, like the weapons are integrated into the arms, and I think that looks pretty nice. The legs too have a lot of nice paint. There's golds. There's like these gray colors, a little bit of silver, I think. I don't know. It's almost like they did a flat gray. I don't know. I think it says flat gray, but still, there's silver up top. You can kind of see what's up. Looks really, really nice in general. Gray plastics and everything. Basically, he's not totally black from the waist down. That's my point. Yeah, it looks really, really good. It really does. Articulation on it isn't too bad either. He has a ball joint at the head, and you can pretty much get side to side. You get a lot of up, which is really good for Ironhide. Decent amount down. His shoulders are very nicely articulated because they're on like this hinge and a ball joint for transformation. He has a bicep swivel. He has a elbow bend that goes 90 degrees. He has a wrist swivel. He also, I believe, does he not have a waist? No waist. That's okay. He has ball joints at the hips. He has thigh swivels. He has a hinge at the knee. Then he has feet that move up and down. And he kind of has some tilt too, which is really nice. So his articulation's really good. Can he do that like ground pound thing I love that Ironhide does sometimes? Not really. He's not that poseable. That's something the movie Masterpiece can do. You can actually like get him in a ground pound. But yeah, I mean, it still looks pretty good. It's definitely one of the best mainline Ironhides. Like, this mold is so good. I really feel like Studio Series was inspired by it, but a lot of the changes they made for Studio Series, in my opinion, if you ask me, were not for the better. Let's just kind of do a little comparison. So here's our Ironhide side by side, and you can kind of see what I meant about the shoulders. Like, he just has, almost looks like these massive shoulder pads. The Studio Series is so black. It is so black. It has like no color differentiation. Meanwhile, especially the movie The Best version adds so much color. I feel like proportionally it just looks a lot better and more movie accurate. Sure, this one has a lot more accurate weapons and guns, but they're removable. They're detachable. They don't integrate into the transformation at all. And I really do appreciate that on this one, that they do. Honestly, out of these two, I seriously think I have to give it to this deluxe. I've waited a long time to get this deluxe mold because I've heard nothing but great things about it. And honestly, yeah, I think it's the best mainline Ironhide, if not the best Ironhide. I seriously do. I feel like Ironhide's never had a perfect toy. Even the movie Masterpiece wasn't perfect. But this one is just really, really good. I really enjoy it. On top of that, too, he has an awesome accessory. Whoa! You can remove this cannon, and what does this cannon do? Oh, just you wait and see, bro. This is so epic, bro. This cannon turns into a little missile pod thing. Yeah. It's a little missile pod. Whatever. So overall, it's pretty surprising to say, but yeah, I think the smallest movie Ironhide out of the main three size classes is the best. I really do. He also did get like a Cyberverse Commander class and a Legends class. Different scale entirely. Totally different realm. This one being the smallest of Deluxe, Voyager, and Leader. It's very surprising that I think ended up the best. I really genuinely think it ended up the best. Even the Dark of the Moon Voyager had a lot of problems. And it was just kind of weird, and like the arms were awkward, and the elbows were on ball joints, and they got super loose, super fast, and I don't know, man. That's actually one of the few figures that I just have in storage. Mine busted in like 3 different ways, and I was just like, nah. I'll try to track it down in the red colors someday to have it again. But this is probably one of my favorite Ironhides I have in my collection. I still love the movie Masterpiece just because it looks gorgeous, and it's still pretty fun to pose, even though the shoulders are really annoying. But honestly, yeah, I'm thinking I might end up doing a Battle of the Ironhides someday, like a movie Ironhide collection video or something. And this one is definitely a highlight as one of the very best. So let me know what you guys think about it. Do you have the Deluxe class Hunt for the Decepticons Ironhide mold? And if you do, what do you think about it? Do you think it's the best one? Because I personally think it is. Doesn't hurt either that I ended up getting it in an amazing deco with the movie The Best version. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to channel members as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.